The balancing for expert is really bad, and I will tell you why. In specific, the difficulty. Here's what I mean. Imagine every mode has a graph, and how difficult it is. The higher it is, the easier it is, the lower it is. This is ranked by 1 to 10, by 1 being the easiest and 10 being the hardest. The easier modes make sense for their levels as they are meant to be easy, but harder modes require smarter choices, and as the modes gets harder and harder, the choices you make will get more and more specific. This isn't expert. Although modes need better towers the harder it gets, it does not hurt you if you do a wrong mistake, and expert doesn't even hurt you. Compare that to Christmas Nightmare, where it's not just about how good your towers are, but how you use them, and the main example is artillery, because artillery needs good aim for Wave 8. I'm not saying expert should be as punishing as Christmas Nightmare, but for a more menacing mode, it should at least punish you, since Eradicator Mark II is more powerful than Nightmare Exo Santa because of the amount of damage and abilities he has. The one tower that makes this an issue is the Laser Gunner. Laser Gunner is an incredible tower, destroying any and every mode in early game, mid-game, and late game. But how does this tie to the balancing? The beginning waves got a nerf mostly on the stealth part, but it gives more opportunities for beginning game. But this change actually made beginner game of expert way easier than intermediate, because of how much health the enemies have. It gives a lot of money but don't do anything threatening. An example is Wave 7 with a few bulletproof enemies. Waves 8, 9, and 10 are reasonable with them actually needing you to defend more, but after you deal with them, Waves 11 to 15 are free waves because of how easy and how much money you gain from them. However, the easiest wave is Wave 20 because if you beat Wave 19, this wave is so easy because these guys have less health, and even less threatening than last wave. Wave 21 is a possible freebie because you will need explosive towers in this mode, and then Wave 22 is a really hard but good difficulty spike. Wave 23 to 30 are all good waves where they can actually pose a threat, but beyond that is just free money. Wave 22 is just a few stealth zombies and a jammer, and about every tower has stealth, so this wave shouldn't even be a problem. Wave 33 has a lot of revived abominations but lack what's behind them, like monsters or smashers or even more enemies. Wave 34 is fine, mostly because of the multiplier spam. Wave 35 is pure filler unless you get really unlikely and get 10 smashers inside each other. 36 is the actual good wave because it does not matter if your towers detect stealth, but if they can, kill the armored runners since they have a ton of defense with them. Wave 37 isn't even difficult at all if you were able to beat Wave 36. Wave 38 and 39 is really bad but reasonable because of how many enemies there are, but the spam of toxic wastes is either super easy or simple to beat. Now, Wave 40, there are a lot of things to comment. If you are using Warship, Railgunner, or any other super powerful towers, it would make sense to kill him quickly, but even without it, Eradicator Mark II gets killed way too quickly. You don't even need bait to kill him as long as you have enough towers down, and you can literally play solos and beat him with Laser Gunner, Juggernaut, and Artillery. That should not be possible for a mode called Expert. Yes, beating a mode by yourself can call you an expert at the game, but it's not hard when literally everybody who has at least Laser Gunner can kill Mark II. Don't even mention the enemies, as they are just roadkill. There are a lot of things wrong with Wave 40, like the enemies, Mark II, strategy, and wave layout, since Eradicator Mark II should not be spawning immediately, as multiple towers would be using full power and get Mark II half health before the harder enemies come. Thank you for me rambling whatever I just talked about. This should get fixed because you don't call a mode expert if an average person can beat expert with Laser Gunner and John. Let me know if it should get buffed.